and all that. So it's that, and again this side we're gonna have to come down until we're at the same level as the fence. Alright, I'm gonna just bust my way through this time. I don't know why I didn't do it earlier, but there we go, much easier. And then this part here, actually before we, well, no, we can do that. Instead of trying to guess how we did it, we can actually double check by running across to an older part of the wall. And watch it as the game lag, because it's trying to load all the terrain on this side. I'm running at about 10 to 15 frames a second when I do that. Yeah, so that's right, so it's 2 and then 1 in the gap. Yep, so I actually did it the same way as how I had it earlier. So let's run back, slowly run back. Yeah, I do need some other form of transportation, considering how big everything is. Minecarts, canals, even nether portals. I can always do that. I think that's something I've always is that right? Yeah, that's right. Excuse me. Oh, it's down there. What am I doing? Yeah, maybe nether portals? Because the nether, in the nether things are closer together than they are on the surface world. So I can always put a few more portals down and then travel through the nether to get to places a bit faster. I don't know how many, I haven't heard of many people doing that, using that as a transport system. Alright, I think that's done. I think we are complete with this segment of the wall. Oh wait, crap. Oh wait. Oh, I see. That's up there, and that's down here. Let's do that and that. Although I don't actually need those, I'll put them in anyway. Yeah, we're gonna have to do things a little bit differently. So we're gonna have that on that side, and then above here we're gonna finish off. I'm kind of talking to myself and not really explaining what I'm doing, but I'll show you when it's done. It's actually the best way, I think. Let's see, on here we have that, and then that, and then I can't actually tell. Yep, okay, that's good. So then I have to put that back. Try not to get myself killed. Put that back. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And I guess I have to pick it up and go all the way. Oh crap. never mind. And I was gonna say I'm gonna go the long way around, but I'm not. I'm just gonna... Actually, I think I have to. Oh no, I don't. Let's just make our way up this way. And then bust our way through a fence. Alright. So what I was doing... Let me just get up here. Because there's a change in level of where the spider defense is. So, you know, on this side, the spider defense is down here, on the other side is up there, so we're just gonna put that boundary there so the spiders can't actually get through at any point there. So, okay, that's done. I guess I should put some of this stuff away if I don't need it. Yep. Alright, so the boundary wall is officially half complete from the, what is it, the northwest corner to the southeast corner of the boundary is complete. Let me just manage my inventory a little bit. So we don't need those, we don't need to carry those around. This stuff we'll put away at the main base. Right. What else is there to say? Not much. I won't talk about what I want to do next because I want to think about it a bit more first, but that will probably come fairly soon, the next thing. But yeah, actually maybe I'll release the save file again, just because I haven't released it since the... Did I release it since the mob trap? I don't think I have. Yeah, no, so I'll release another save file so you guys can play with the mob trap as well. See what you guys think. The Enderman thing at the top doesn't... like, the Endermen don't really spawn in there. I've only ever seen one thing spawn in there. I'm not sure if it's just a low spawn rate or what, but anyway. Other than that, the mob trap works really well. You can get quite a bit of experience fairly quickly. What else have I built since I released the last save file? I don't remember. Maybe I did release it with the mob trap. I'll have to check. If I did release it after I built the mob trap, I'm not going to release it again until I build the next significant thing. And I don't count this wall as anything too significant because it's just really a repetition of an earlier design. But before we end the video, let's celebrate by walking from one end of the wall to the other. Let's see how long this takes. Let me just get my watch out. Right. And I just keep walking. I can stop to look at scenery, but maybe that's just a waste of time at this point. Let's just keep walking. Right. Yeah, so the wall is... Actually, I don't even know how big it is. Maybe I can count the number of modules and tell you how long the wall is, how many blocks it is at this point. Actually, how many modules, and you can multiply that by 8 to get the distance, although there's the corners and all that, which makes things a little bit complicated. And you can see the terrain is still loading. I don't think this is gonna work. Wow, it's not even loading. The computer's really struggling. Same on the other side. That's interesting. It is loading the wall though. I guess it's... Oh look, let's cheat. Let's see what's underneath our world. You can see there's still some caverns there that are not lit up. See some of the dark bits down there. Okay, let's just stop walking for a bit. Yeah, so I haven't actually found every single cavern, even though I spent so much time in there to look for them. There's still quite a few caves that are unlit. So plenty of opportunities still for Endermen to spawn and then teleport out and whatnot, but what can you do? So that's the stuff outside of the boundary. Yeah, unfortunately the game isn't really loading the scenery quickly enough. Wait, what is that? I think that's the crystal tower I just saw. Maybe it isn't. Anyway, there's a cave system all the way back there. I think we should be at the hollow mountain by now. You know, the mountain with a giant hole in the middle. But again, we can't see it because the game is still loading. Maybe I should pause the recording, let things load so you can see what's going on. Yeah, this is not gonna work. Let me do that. Alright, so once I stopped the recording, everything started loading out really quickly. And I really don't understand why, because the game and the recording are on two separate hard drives. So I don't really understand why it should interfere with each other. I mean, someone suggested I get a solid state drive, and I really should, except that I'm on a laptop with two hard drives already, and I really don't have space for a third drive. And if I replace an existing one, then I have to get a really large capacity solid state drive, which is kind of expensive at the moment. Like a 120 gig one is fairly affordable. A 250 gig is not so much. And if I want to upgrade the capacity, I need to get an even bigger one than that, which is a bit much. So I don't know, don't really know what to do. I guess I should just buy a new computer at some point, which I need to. So this is the Hollow Mountain. For some reason it's a swamp biome now, so the biomes have completely changed. And this is a swamp mountain, something that you're not gonna see in new maps. At least they made the swamp look better now. Like it's not quite as dark, and there's not the hard boundary, although that's still fairly noticeable. But they've smoothed it out a little bit at least. I think that's just a strange transition from the snow to the swamp actually. I don't know if that can actually happen in the proper terrain. Yeah, it's still pretty harsh, look at that. They've softened it up a little bit. So yeah, the area is loading, and yeah, this is definitely more interesting if I wasn't recording and the game actually loaded quickly enough for you to see what's going on. Let me just pause the recording again. And magic! Look at that! The land appears. There's a lot of snow here. I don't know if this is still a snow biome or if it's just leftovers from earlier times. I mean, is that an unexplored cave? Hold on. It is an unexplored cave. Huh. So there's different biomes there, as you can see, or different colors at least. I don't know if that's actually snow or if it's leftover, because the biomes changed, you know, several times. Fairly recently, in fact, so it could just be leftover snow from when this was a snowy biome, and now it's not anymore. Especially, well, actually, there isn't any of that here. Maybe it's fine. Does snow melt outside of snow biomes? I don't even know. Maybe it does. Anyway, that's the Hanging Gardens over there. There's a lot of hills on this side of the map actually, like that stuff there. It's a giant crater, it looks like. And lag, and the computer struggles to load the game. I don't know why it's having this much trouble. Yeah, a faster hard drive I think would help, actually. Although we can cheat and look at... oh crap. And look for caverns underneath the game. Alright, let's pause this again. And we have the statues. Look at that. Oh, they're still loading. But with our statues, haven't seen those for a long time, have we? We haven't been down at this corner of the map for quite a while. There's some lighting issues here. Look at that. It is sandstone, but for some reason the lighting isn't calculated properly for some parts. Giant statues. Haven't seen them in a long time, actually. Cool. Alright, and now we are at the other end of the wall. However far away that was. You can see the boundary, it goes up and around like that. So that, I don't know how long that took, not counting the bits we cut out because it's loading the map. Maybe like 5 minutes or so to walk from one end to the other. Whoa, 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 lag. Yeah, the game is still loading the map and everything else. But I guess I should end the video around about here. There's really not much else to show or to talk about. Look at that, there's like a mountain just outside. Interesting. Alright,